morning students. Welcome back to computer science class. Today here I am going to explain you about the free space management. Means what the total memory is divided into blocks, already I have explained. So when a file is deleted from a memory, when a file is deleted from a memory, then what happened? That block is free. Who will maintain the information of the free space? The operating system will maintain the information about the free space. Means which block is free, which block is allocated to a process. That complete information is maintained by the operating system. So the process of maintaining which block is free, the process of maintaining which block is free and how to allocate to which file and how to allocate that free block to a file is called as a free space management. What is the free space management? It is a process of identifying free blocks, and whichever file is requesting for that free blocks, that blocks will be allocated to that file. So this complete process is called as a free space management. So who will do this? The operating system will do. What it will do, whichever block is free in the memory, it will gather information about that free blocks, and whenever a file is requesting for memory, then operating system will give that free blocks to that file. So this is called as a free space. Means how to manage the free space is called as a free space management. It is also one of the job of the operating system. Under the functions of the operating system, you can write this also. Now here we have some of the characteristics of free space management. Actually, what is the main use of this free space management is reusing the disk space. See, the disk space is a limit. So whenever file is removed from the disk, then what happened? That memory should be allocated. That memory should be collected. So that you can give that memory to any other file. So in order to use the disk properly, the free space management is compulsory. Understood? If you won't collect the free space, how to give a memory to a new process? It is difficult. So whenever any file is deleted from the memory, we need to collect the memory. Why? Because the disk space is very limited. In order to give memory to all the files, whatever memory is given to a file which was deleted, that should be collected so that you can give that memory to a new process, new file. Next, what is the use? The second one is a free space list. So in order to give a block to a file, a new file, first what we have to do, whatever free space blocks are there, that information should be maintained. So where the operating system will maintain this information? In the free space list. In the free space list, what happened? It will collect the information about all the free blocks and it will store the information in that free space list. So whenever any file is requesting for a memory, then what happened? First the operating system will see in a free space list. If the free space list, in the free space list, if the blocks are free, then that blocks are allocated to a new file. And whenever any file is deleted, whatever memory is given to that file, that will be collected and that information again is updated in a free space list. Only one point is there here. Whenever any file is requesting for a memory, the operating system first will see, it will see in a free space list. If the blocks are available in the free space list, then what happened? That memory is given to a file. So whenever blocks are free, that information should be maintained in a free space list. So whenever any file is requesting for a memory, then operating system will see in a free space list. If the blocks are free, the blocks are allocated to a file. So whenever any file is deleted, that memory is collected. Whatever memory is given to that file, that is collected and this free space list is updated. So this is about your free space management introduction part. Free space management is nothing but just whichever free blocks is there, that information should be collected. and that blocks are managed properly in order to utilize the disk space efficiently. So this is about your free space management. So in order to manage this free space efficiently, here we have a different methods. Now we'll discuss about that methods. What are the free space management methods are there, that we'll discuss now. So here we have a different types of free space management methods. First one is a bitmap method. It is also called as a bit vector. Bit vector. Next, linked list, grouping and counting. 4 methods we have. Okay. So you take screenshot of this. Now we'll discuss about each and every method. What? We'll discuss about bitmap method. So here we'll take first bitmap method. What is a bitmap? So here actually we'll take 2 rows. One is the disk block and the second one is a bit. 2 blocks we'll take. Imagine here we have some 20 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 only will take. 10 blocks we have. Okay. Now here bitmap means in the system for a free space list, if you are using free space list means what? Whichever block is free, whichever block is allocated, will maintain that information. So to implement if you are using a bitmap method to prepare a free space list, how it will be done is bitmap means for each and every block one bit is allocated. That decides whether that block is allocated or that block is free. If the block is allocated, it will give 0. If the block is free, then it will give 1. Okay. So what it is? If the block is free, its bit is set to 1. If the block is allocated, 0 means 1 means free. Allocated means 0. Free means 1. Allocated means 0. Okay. Only one bit is used to check whether the block is free or it is allocated. Example here 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. Now you tell me how many blocks are allocated? Allocated and free space list. Free space list. Allocated means zeros. First block, second block, 6th block, 8th block, 10th block. These blocks are already allocated to some files. Now we will discuss about the free space. Free means 1. This is a free list. 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. So these blocks are free. This is called as a free space list. This file contains list of all the free blocks information. So if they are using a bitmap method, how it will identify for any block? If there is a 0, that block is allocated to a process. If any block contains 1, that block is free. That you can allocate it to any new file. You take this screenshot of this. Now here we have some advantage. What advantages we have? It is easy to find which block is free and which block is allocated. So that easily you can update free space list. And it is very easy method. Now come to a disadvantages. What disadvantage you have? In the memory on the hard disk, again this separate block is maintained. Bitmap is maintained. So it is an overhead. Okay. It is a overhead, means only the bitmap information is stored on the hard disk, that is only the overhead, and it required some special hardware. It required some special hardware to check whether the block is free or the block is allocated. Okay, two disadvantages. One is a special hardware need, and another disadvantage is the hard disk need extra space for storing this bitmap information. Okay, you take screenshot of this. Now we'll discuss about the linked list. Linked list. See, example, in the second year already have a linked list. So imagine this is your hard disk. In the hard disk we have number of blocks. Blocks, the total memory is divided into different parts, and each and every part is called as a one block. Yeah. So in this block, in this hard disk, some blocks are allocated to a file and some blocks are free. So example, this block is free, this block is free, this block is free, this block is free, and this block is free. Example. Okay. So actually in bitmap what happened, will give 0, 1 and 2 like that. But here what we are doing is we are using a linked list. The linked list, the first one, the first free block is nothing but the header pointer. And whatever next free block is there, that is linked with the pointers. Next, third one, like this. And each and every free block is linked with a pointers. Okay, like this. First block, second block, third block, fourth block. First one is called as a header, which points the next free block. Next free block and last free block, and this is a like this. Linked list will use. Okay, so if any file is deleted, a new block is joined at the end. Okay, so in a linked list what happened, whatever free blocks are there, that blocks are connected using pointers. Okay, whichever first free block is there, that is called as a head. Okay, and next second block, third block is connected to the first block using a pointers. So whenever any file is deleted and when operating system is collected free space, means whatever space is allocated to that file, and that block is added at the end of the file. In case if any block is allocated to a file, if any file want a memory, then what happened? The first node will be allocated to a file and head pointer is moved to the second one. Understood? Example, this is the first node, second node, third one, fourth one. First node you have given to example a.html. Then what happened? This memory is allocated. Then this header moves to the next node. That's it. Clear? So here whatever free blocks are there, that free blocks are linked with the pointers. First node is called as a header, and the last one is contains the next address as a null pointer. So whenever any file is deleted, a free spaces are added at the end of the file. Whenever any file is requested for the memory, first node will be allocated and header moves to the next node. Understood? So this is about your linked free space management. You take screenshot of this. So here, do you have any advantages? Yes, we have advantages. Whenever file is requesting for a memory, then what happened? Immediately the first block will be allocated. So no need to search for the next block. Okay. Whenever any file is requesting for a memory, then what happened? This header node will be allocated. No need to search for the second, third and fourth. So if they are using linked list free space management method, then what happened? The first block will be allocated to a file which is requesting by the memory. Understood? And next, what the disadvantages you have? Moving from one place to another place, traversing is a disadvantage. Okay, traversing is a disadvantages, and in the memory, this pointer's information should be maintained. Only two disadvantages. Moving from one block to another block is one disadvantage, and each and every block is linked with the pointers. So this maintaining this pointers information is an extra overhead to the operating system. Okay, so these are the disadvantages. Now we'll discuss about the grouping. Now we'll discuss about the grouping of free space management. So here what happened is, example, here in the hard disk you have a blocks, different blocks. Different blocks we have. And example, this is a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like this. So here free space, example 2 is a free space, 7 is a free space, 8 is a free space, 10 is a 12, next like this. These are all free spaces. Okay, so when you come to a grouping method, the first block maintains the n number of free blocks information. Here what is the first block? 2. It maintains, example, the limit is a 5 free blocks information. What are the next 5 free blocks? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 10, 12, next 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 13. Okay, so first free blocks maintains the information of n number of next free blocks. So here it's a group. How many elements we have? 5 free blocks. 5 free blocks information is maintained with the first free block. Okay, next example, this is the first free block. This 7 maintains information about 8, 10, 12 and 13. And out of this 5, the last free block maintains the next block's information. Example, the next block is a 14, 15, 16, 17. Understood? Out of 5, first free block maintains information about the next free blocks. And the last free block maintains information about next group. So this type of method is called as a grouping method. Grouping free space management. So group, one block is nothing but it maintains information about next group of free space management. Next group of free space blocks. Okay, one block is there, that block maintains free space blocks information. So it contains information. Here one block maintains other group of free blocks information. So that is why it is called as a grouping free space management. Okay, so n block contains information about n minus 1 here. Okay, it means out of 5, this block contains information of 4. And this is the first block, n, example n equals to 5. So it maintains information of n minus 1. 4 blocks information it maintains. Okay, understood? So in this type of method, example, if you have a 9 blocks, 5 free blocks, first block maintains information about 4 blocks. So it maintains information about 4 blocks. In this 4, one block is maintained information about the next block, next group. So finally there are only the 3 free space blocks. Total 5 blocks. Out of 5 blocks, first blocks maintains information of next 4 blocks. Out of that 4 blocks, the last block maintains information about next group. So totally 1 for a next 4 and the last one for the next group. Only 3 blocks were free. Okay. So this is about your free space management. You take screenshot of this. Now the next one is counting free space management. The next one is counting free space management. See, example, here 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0. Example, this is a bit map. Here, contiguously, how many blocks are free? Here, 3 blocks. Here, not free actually it is. Means it is a group. How many is allocated? This 3 is allocated. These are the free. 4 blocks. Here also 4 blocks free. Okay. So, different allocation methods we discussed previously. Contiguous. Okay. Free, different linked, different space management, space allocation methods we discussed. So, when the system, operating system is using a contiguous memory allocation methods. Contiguous memory allocation method means what? Continuous blocks of memory is allocated to a file. Okay, not that free blocks is scattered in different rows. One set of block is allocated to a file. So when the system is using a contiguous memory allocation method, then what happened? It need a set of blocks, and that block should be contiguous. So here already these 3 blocks are allocated contiguous. Before this, instead of this, here 1. This is not free. See, here it is only free, but here is a single block. But when a file is requesting for a number of blocks, this 1 block is not enough, and the system is using a contiguous memory allocation method, then it will search for the contiguous memory blocks which are free. Okay, so that is the counting free space management. Means this is actually, it's a block level. It will maintain information about the free blocks. Okay, free blocks, and that the blocks are contiguous. So here continuously these 4 blocks are free. This is the first block, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So in this method what happened is, we will maintain a table with a 2 column. First one is starting block and count. Count means how many continuous blocks are free. So here you see starting is under the 4. 4th block is free. With the 4th, how many blocks are free continuously? 4. Okay, understood? Here we'll give the information about the first block, which means from which block the continuous memory blocks are free. Here the first block is free. First block number. With this, how many blocks are free continuously? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 blocks. Okay. Now, next you see it's the 11th one. After the 11th block, this continuous, how many blocks are free? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This type of method is, this type of collecting a free space management is called as a counting free space management. But when we'll use this is when operating system is searching for a contiguous memory blocks for giving memory to a file. Actually, it's a by default method. Whenever any file is requested for the memory, the operating system will maximum search for a contiguous free blocks only. If free blocks are not available, then only it will go for a different blocks. Okay, so this type of free space management method is used to collect information about the contiguous free block. When operating system is want to allocate continuous blocks of memory, then only we'll use this counting free space management. Okay, so whenever the file is requesting for the memory, obviously it will search for the continuous blocks only. If continuous blocks were not there, then only it will go for a scattered blocks. Okay. But maximum this method is used to maintain information about the different contiguous blocks. Okay, so this is about your free space management. Means when free space is there, when a file is deleted, then how to collect that, and if the free space is available, how to manage that free space is called as a free space management. And who will do this job? The operating system will do this job. It will maintain a free space list. Whenever any user want to save any file, first it will search for the free space. If the free space is available, then blocks are allocated. And when file is deleted, then what happened? Whatever block is allocated to that file, that will be deleted from a free space list. Okay, so this is about free space management.